city because you're surrounded by history, and it has followed me everywhere. This organization has so many diverse people from different heritages, I thought I would explain mine. My full name is Patricia Johnson Douglas, but everybody calls me Pat or Patty. And my grandfather was of Swedish descent. My grandmother was of English descent. That was on my father's side of the family. On my mother's side of the family, they were all English. So I guess you could say I'm an English Swede, whatever that is. My grandfather's name was Thorvald Johnson, which sounds like a Viking to me. Well, when World War I broke out, he was the only son in the family of the 7. So I guess he wanted to get away from all those sisters. He went into the Navy, but in order to do that, he had to change his name to Thomas. And he told them he was 18, but he was really only 16. So he fought in World War I at the age of 16, and he returned unharmed. So I kind of forgive him the lie. He did such a wonderful thing for our country. And that just gives you a little taste of my heritage. My grandmother and grandfather raised me, and they taught me a lot of lessons over the years. Mostly my grandmother, because she had sacrosanct rules. You listen, you paid attention, and if she taught you manners, you better take them everywhere you go. And she was very much the lady. As you can see from the pictures there, my grandmother and grandfather at the top. And my grandmother, I never saw my grandmother in a pair of slacks or a pair of pants or a pair of jeans. She cleaned the house and the dress. That was what women did in that era. So we've come a long way today also. Growing up in D.C. was very different than growing up, say, in Tampa today. Because back when I was growing up, we didn't have a lock on our door. The kids played out in the middle of the street. We would go biking in the middle of the street, or we would roller skate. Many things were done out front, where all the neighbor kids would get together. In the summer, they would open up the fire hydrant, and you had your bathing suit on and just get sprayed with all this wonderful cold water. So it was a little different than we see here in Tampa today. But it was great growing up. I knew everyone on the block, and around the block, and in the next block. And you couldn't go anywhere that everyone knew you. If I went to the corner candy store, Mr. Dominic knew what kind of candy I liked. If I went around the corner to the market, Mr. Lincoln knew what I was supposed to pick up for my grandmother. So everyone knew everyone else's business. Now, that might seem a little too comfortable, but it was very comfortable. Because you knew that somebody was always watching you, and somebody would take care of you. And that was the good part about growing up in my era. It's difficult to say what was my most favorite thing, but I would have to say just playing with the kids. We had so much fun in the summer. At night, we would play hide and seek until after dark. And it was just a neighborhood thing. Everybody did it. My daughter-in-law, my daughter and son-in-law live in TBK, South Carolina. My daughter is a wonderful mother and a wonderful wife and a wonderful daughter. I couldn't ask for a better one. She has 3 gorgeous sons. And one day, the oldest boy came to her and said, "Mom, will you come outside and throw the ball with me?" She said, "John, I don't have time. Why don't you ask Grandma?" She looked around. What do you ask my grandma? Ball with me. She said, "Go ask Grandma. She'll play with you." So he came and asked me, and sure enough, I went out and played. Now he asks me a lot when I'm visiting. Both he and the other older brother, Jack. So what happened was, they wanted to know, how did I learn how to play baseball? Well, when I was growing up between the ages of 8 and 14, I was a tomboy. And I played on a girls' softball team. We won the city championship. And I also liked to throw football passes and run for a football. So I learned how to do that and became pretty proficient. Well, when I lived in Washington, after my grandfather died, it was just my grandmother and I. And one day, I had been babysitting for a couple in the neighborhood that had 3 little girls. One day, he came over to the house and knocked on the door and said to my grandmother, "Can Patty come out and play football?" My grandmother begrudgingly said yes. And while I was getting ready, she turned around and she said, "Ladies are not supposed to be in the middle of the street throwing a football. That just isn't normal." It felt normal to me. So I went out and played football. Well, this gentleman's name was Joe Heath. And some of you fellows may know Joe Heath. He played for Notre Dame, played for the New York Giants. And he invited a friend over that day. He happened to be Ralph Giuliani, who was quarterback of the Redskins. So I was playing in the street with 2 pro football players. And every boy in the neighborhood was sitting on their porch with envy, and none of the boys were asked to play. So that was my day of fame with football. The next thing that happened to me, when I got into business, my grandmother had hoped that I would graduate from high school before she died, and I did. And I went on to get a bachelor's degree, which she never saw me get that, but I know she's up there watching. So when I went to work, I became a contract administrator for several engineering firms, and then later I went on to be a realtor and a real estate broker. And now I'm an entrepreneur with a company called Legal Shield that offers legal services for a very small monthly fee and also has identity theft protection. One of the things that I've really enjoyed about Legal Shield is I meet people from all over the country. And it's a wonderful way to get to know different people and to interact with them because you see different people all the time. And I like that because when I was young, I went to Europe all by myself and traveled all over Europe. And that was probably the best vacation I ever took because it forced me to open up and meet different people, different cultures. Well, with Legal Shield, I've had the opportunity to meet a gentleman named Franz Harkenden. Some of you may have heard of him. He was a quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings, also played with the Giants. And Franz Harkenden is one of those men that you just admire. He's built several multi-million-dollar businesses. He has a way of interacting with people. He is extremely intelligent and has the most integrity of probably any man I've met in a long time. And so I really learned a lot from him. And if you'll take a look at Franz's history, you'll see what a marvelous football player and businessman. He's also a spokesperson on Fox Business News. So I look at my life and I wonder, my grandparents are buried in Arlington National Cemetery. My grandfather's gravesite has Thomas Johnson on it, not horrible. And his age is wrong because that's what the Navy did for him. So I go there with many memories, and I often wonder if my grandmother and grandfather are looking down and saying, who are you? You are all those people. Thank you. I have a little drawing. Would you like to pick up when you pick it up? The last three digits are 534. All right, great.
Wow.